come up with that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking?
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium. As always, I'm XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only, Bucky Brackets McGillicuddy. It's Chase. What's up, man?
I think my best nicknames come with like a stereotypically Irish last name. It seems like
they do seem to be consistently winners.
Yeah, like a McGillicuddy, a Fitzwallace, O'Shaughnessy.
So we're both Central Time boys here. It's officially 8:40. I'm going to crack myself a little C4 energy drink, and we're going to have some gymnasium action.
Whoa, Jim, don't blow your mind.
Oh, God. Blow my fucking guts out.
We just breached the door to insanity right there with that C4.
We're going to breach the door to insanity right now because this is the bracket episode, everybody. This is one of my favorite episodes, not football related, that we do every year. We get to fill out a nice little March Madness bracket. I love filling out brackets. I don't know about you, Chase.
I love it. I absolutely love filling out brackets because, like, you know, you can fill out like 30 brackets. Always fill out just
so
as
many
brackets. And for one, because, like, if you do really well on one, you don't have to tell anybody about the other 29.
No, it's like lottery tickets.
Yeah.
It only takes one.
Yeah, you know, just buy as many entries as possible into your pool and just, go crazy, kids. There's a lot of parity in college basketball. Like, these brackets have just gotten nutser and nutser since I've been alive.
It's going to be fun. We're going to fill out one for the show here. I will submit it to everywhere you can submit brackets. I'm doing one at work, so my work's doing like two of them. One of them is like the whole company's doing it, and it's free, and it's fun, and it's stupid.
And the other one's just the cool kids that got money on it.
The other one's like, some people, it's like, hey, it's $10 to get in. I'm like, $10, whatever, that's fine, yeah.
Do your coworkers know what kind of a degenerate you are?
Some do.
Some do. I like that, yeah. Gotta be careful who you let in.
There's some.
Trust tree.
There's some that, like, when they find out, it's like, you gamble on how many games throughout? I was like, depending on the day, like this week, I'm gambling on every game. What's up, Herb, in the chat?
What's up?
You know what's good? It's good is that we're filling out a bracket. Let's pull the bracket up and get to filling this bad boy out.
How have your college basketball withdrawals been today?
So for me, I'm at stupid work all day, so I don't even get to watch college basketball during the day. It's very lame, and I don't like it.
Hit me hard. Let's pick.
Let's get to picking. So we got to pick in the play-in games first, obviously.
Yeah, we're going alternating like last year?
I think so. I think that's the play. Do you want to start us off? I think I started us last year.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm going to go Texas A&M, Corpus Christi.
Okay, we'll go TCC there. I'm gonna go Pitt. Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna go Pitt. I will say Mississippi State. I like
the kid that plays for Pitt, Federico. The man's so nice they named him twice, literally.
I do like that move, so I'm going Pitt there. That's a tough matchup. Those teams both are kind of like meh.
That Pitt team is pretty talented.
I think Pitt's coming in kind of underrated.
They got blown out by a really good Duke team.
Texas Southern FDU. I'm gonna be honest. I know nothing about these two.
Fairleigh Dickinson's pretty good. I think Fairleigh Dickinson comes from something a little tougher than the SWAC, so I'm gonna go Fairleigh Dickinson FDU.
FDU for the win. Arizona State, Nevada. Go ASU here. They're feisty.
Where's your loyalty to Mountain West basketball?
Not to Nevada.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be really funny is somehow you're still going to end up picking all the Arkansas games.
You've already calculated it out?
No, I haven't. I have a feeling in my gut.
Okay. All right. Well, this one, I will go Bama, but I do think that Bama is going to have a night where they shoot cold and they're going to get beat.
I don't know, dude. My initial look over of the bracket was that Bama has a pretty good path to the Final Four.
I don't know if West Virginia or Maryland can keep them from shooting well from 3-point, like they will shoot themselves out of games.
It's gonna be Maryland. It's gonna be Maryland.
I hate that pick.
It's gonna be Maryland.
It's
gonna be Maryland, baby.
I
just don't like taking West Virginia out of the mountains.
All right, so Mountain West teams.
Also, you are an SGPN employee, and I know they're big San Diego State Gal fans.
Yeah. I mean, yes, but the problem is that the Mountain West has been just so absolutely terrible in the tournament. They do not win games in the tournament, except for this year, San Diego State. Mark it.
Are we gonna get like a big Mountain West push in the Sweet 16?
We tried that last year.
I'm gonna go UVA here over Furman. I think Virginia is coming in a little quietly. I think they're just like I think this Virginia team, like most Virginia teams, is just solid. They're like a well-built, solid
That's
house.
fair. They've got a point guard who's been there for eternity, Kihei Clark, who like is going to, he's that kind of factor that you need on tournament teams. I'm gonna go Creighton there.
I think Creighton could be a hot team.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go Krieg.
that works.
Baylor UCSB. I'm gonna go Baylor here.
Yeah.
I'm writing with a mouse, so be respectful, please.
Someone's got it. Someone has to pick an upset eventually, and I'm not going to be that guy. I'm actually really impressed with Missouri right now. So Mizzou.
Yeah, I think Missouri is another team that could come in pretty hot. I think the SEC might do pretty decent. I'm also not picking an upset here. Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona is the team. So is the SEC this year's Big Ten where they're coming in? No, it'd be the Big 12. The Big 12's coming in with all the hype, right?
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the number 1 seed, but they're the strongest conference.
You get Purdue, Texas Southern. It's Purdue, Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah, I'll still take Purdue.
Yeah, I think Purdue trips up here.
Yeah, gets either Memphis or Florida Atlantic, whoever you pick.
Yeah, it's gonna be Memphis.
Memphis, I like it.
It's gonna be Memphis. I think Memphis is a solid team. Memphis. Duke Oral Roberts.
I'm gonna go Duke.
Ooh,
I'm the worst.
Baylor.
Oh my God.
Christian's ex-wife.
And no one, and it was just buried. It was
no
just
one said a
buried
word.
by the university.
You won't Duke, right?
Yeah,
We gotta pick an upset sometime. I'm not gonna do it against
I see
Tennessee.
one coming. Oh, dude, they're ripe for an upset.
I don't think it's Louisiana that's gonna do it though.
Zakai Ziegler is injured. Man, they
I don't
haven't
like.
looked good.
I'm not huge on this Louisiana team. Is my thing.
Yeah, well, here comes your first upset, the 6'11" Providence. Ed
Now-
Cooley knows how to coach in the tournament.
Now, is this your Kentucky hate showing or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. I don't think that Kentucky's that great. Providence stumbled up a little bit, but I don't know. I like Ed Cooley.
I'm going K-State here. A little cold at the moment, but I think they can get a little bit done.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take USC.
I like that pick. I like that pick quite a bit. Ooh, Marquette, Vermont. I'm going Marquette.
Yeah, I really like Marquette this year. I really like. I've always really liked Shaka Smart.
That's how we're spelling Marquette, by the way.
Sure.
Okay, 2, the Midwest region. Houston, Northern Kentucky.
Houston, but I think Northern Kentucky's going to give them a game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be surprising to some people. Oh, that's a T, not an S. Houston. Iowa, Auburn. Gross.
Balls in
Gross.
your court.
Gross. I want to go Iowa, but any team that loses to Nebraska makes me automatically doubt their ability to play basketball.
It was a strong push the Huskers made for the tournament.
I'm going to go Auburn because I have a feeling the Big Ten could disappoint again.
Yeah. I think the ACC is prone for disappointment, so give me Drake in that 5-12.
Ooh, buddy. I need to pick an upset, and I'm going to pick it right here. I'm going Kent State.
It's not a bad pick.
Going Kent State right there. Mississippi. So we're going Pitt, Iowa State.
Yeah, so respect the play-in. Give me Pitt.
I like it. They have a little bit of a. They have a game under their belt already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Xavier here.
I also really like the Xavier team, though they stumbled a little bit down the stretch.
Texas A&M Penn State is an interesting matchup.
This might be the best game of the opening round, quite honestly.
It might be.
Penn State is scrappy and refuses to lose. Texas A&M is scrappy and refuses to lose.
My gut would say fade the Big Ten team in that scenario.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Texas A&M.
A-N-M. I'm gonna go Texas over Colgate, and I fucking hate Texas.
Yeah.
Kansas Howard. You don't get to pick Arkansas.
Yeah.
It's brutal for you.
Should I do it? Someone was touting this earlier.
Someone was touting Howard over Kansas?
Yeah, I can't do it. Kansas.
Yeah, I think KU wins this one, but I do think Arkansas beats Illinois.
Yeah. Facing up with
St. Mary's VCU.
This is my favorite upset of the first round.
Really?
Yes. Listen, since we've been to Vegas, I've watched probably 3 or 4 straight St. Mary's games. And this team falls apart when they face the press. Falls apart when they face the full court press. And that's all VCU does, baby. VCU.
I'm going to UConn here, but I think Iona has some fun with it. Or not. UConn's been blowing some teams out.
Yeah.
TCU, Arizona State.
I'm going to stick with TCU there.
I don't hate that. Gonzaga, Grand Canyon, I'm going the Zags. Zags don't get bounced in the first round. They at least make it. They usually make it and disappoint somewhere around here.
Yeah. If we're fading the Big Ten, you can go ahead and pencil me in for Boise State there.
Oh, this is a double. This is fading the Big Ten and riding with the Mountain West.
Can't lose.
Also, maybe my favorite Mountain West team for basketball this year. Made some good money betting Boise State. And I will go
Mine
UCLA.
was Air Force.
Oh, I think everybody made money on Air Force and Army. So this is this. Let's go back to the South region. We have Bama, Maryland. I mean, it's your choice.
Yeah, give me Maryland.
Oh, you think the upset happens there?
Yeah, man. I think someone who's athletic and plays scrappy defense.
San Diego State, Virginia. This is where I roll with some Mountain West love. This is going to bite us in the ass again. I just know it.
Yeah.
Creighton, Baylor.
I'm going to go Creighton there.
Okay, I'm going to switch it out. I'm going to just put BJ for Blue Jays.
Okay. that works.
Missouri, Arizona. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Arizona's by far the superior team. Mizzou's scrappy. Mizzou's played really well through the SEC tournament.
I'm going to go Arizona.
Okay.
I'm going to trust Arizona.
Bring a little bit of sense to this bracket that we've put together.
Purdue, Memphis.
Give me Memphis.
I love that. Were we in this much agreement last year?
I think so. So we're going to do terrible.
We're going to fucking suck. Duke, Tennessee. I'm going to go Duke.
Yeah, I like it. I thought that Tennessee was probably is on upset alert. I really think so.
Interesting. Watch out for this one, folks. I'm still not big on Louisiana. Providence, Kansas State. Ball's in your court.
I'm going to say after the upset, Kansas State gets an easy win against Providence.
KSU might find themselves with an easy path to an Elite Eight.
It's true.
USC Marquette. I'm going to go Marquette.
Good boy.
USC's like fun and interesting, and they got a bunch of tall kids, but I don't think that's enough for Marquette.
Yeah.
Houston, Auburn.
Do you think they have Marcus Sasser? It doesn't matter if they've got Marcus Sasser back or not at this point. I think Auburn's not great, so I'm going to go with Houston.
I like that move. Hughes. Drake, Kent State.
I don't trust this team to cover, but I think you know what the right choice is.
I think it's Kent State.
I think you're right.
Kent State. Mac Love.
Yep.
Pitt, Xavier.
Xavier.
X. A&M versus Texas. I like A&M here more than Texas.
A&M just has the will to win.
Texas is decent, but I don't know. I like the scrappiness for Texas A&M.
Right. I get to pick this one?
You get to pick Arkansas, baby.
I'm going to take Kansas here.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough draw.
Yeah.
You guys got kind of boned. Because if you beat Kansas, I would assume then you'd be playing UConn, which is very tough.
Yeah.
TCU, Gonzaga.
I'm going to go TCU.
You're going to go TCU. They're still kind of banged up, but
Gonzaga made this big push through the end of like the West Coast Conference tournament and or are they the WAC? I can't remember. Whatever.
I think they're the West Coast Conference.
They made that push through the end of the West Coast Conference, and like I think people are riding that feels like a charity 3 seed that they got.
I mean, they're just consistently good. They're hard to judge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they only play like outside their conference at the beginning of the year.
Right. On aircraft carriers.
Exactly. I snuck in UCLA there over Boise State. I hate doing that, but I think UCLA is a fucking solid team.
They've got so much tournament experience.
Exactly. Okay, back to the South. Maryland, San Diego State.
I'm going to go Merlin.
I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to write Terps.
Though this would be a double. This would be a Mountain West boost and a Big Ten fade.
True, but there's always like one Big Ten team that makes it fairly far. Like Michigan made it pretty far a couple years ago. There's always the one. Creighton versus Arizona. This is a good game, but I think Arizona edges them out. I would not be surprised if Creighton wins that game.
So our Elite Eight is so far Maryland, Zona.
And you get Memphis,
Duke. I'm going to go
Duke, Kansas State, Marquette. I'm going to go Marquette.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Like, I love K-State, and I have a future on them, but
the
coldness they've shown at the end of the year.
I might drop a future on Marquette. I might put 100 on Marquette to win it all.
Houston, Kent State.
Fuck. At this point, Marcus Sasser is back. Probably. There's just too much for Kent State.
Yeah, I think Houston gets there. Xavier, Texas A&M. I'm going to go Xavier in this matchup.
I wouldn't have begrudged you going A&M. Like,
I could
if
see
Cameron Kerr is somehow watching this and listening, yeah, I've said it. I really like this A&M team.
I could see it, but I don't know. I trust what I've seen from Xavier.
Okay.
You get Kansas, UConn. Great game.
Very good game. I'm going to go UConn.
I like that move. I'm big on these Huskies. TCU, UCLA. I'm going to go UCLA here. I think the injuries finally catch up to TCU here.
Don't blame you.
Okay. Our Elite Eight is set now to the Final Four. Arizona versus Maryland, Chase.
I'll go Zona.
Okay, I get Duke, Marquette. Give me Marquette.
Yeah.
They're the Cinderella.
They're a 2 seed.
No, they're the Cinderella 2 seed because no one's ever heard of them.
Everyone's heard of Marquette.
Shh.
Do you not remember the 2003
I totally
Dwayne Wade tournament? Oh man, that was. I watched that on a cruise ship my senior year in high school.
Houston Xavier.
Shit. I gotta go Houston,
tough.
man. I have to go Houston.
You can see that that's Houston, right? You can tell?
Yeah.
That's Houston. And I get UConn UCLA. Give me the Huskies. Okay, Chase. Arizona and Marquette.
Marquette.
I get Houston, UConn. Fuck.
It's hard to say no to this Houston team, man.
Give me Houston.
I mean, just think of it from a gambler's perspective. Like, all season, when's the last time you saw a single-digit spread at a Houston game? Maybe the game where Marcus Sasser was injured. When they played
Alabama?
Yeah, dude, they just don't. They're good. They're really good. They're so athletic.
You get to pick the championship.
Jump out of the gym. The fuck?
Marquette or Houston?
Marquette is my darling. My head says Houston. How do you feel? I'm going to do what I want to do, but I want to know how you feel.
I think Houston gets it done.
You think it's Houston?
I think it's Houston, and I could see it going either way, but I think Houston edges them. I think this has just been shaping up to be Houston's year.
Houston has as a program, has the stink on them, though. The stink. Like, the can't win it all stink from, 30 years ago, when they should have won 5 slam JAMA.
If we enter this shit, no one's picking Marquette.
Oh, no, I'm picking, so, I mean, we're going to go. We will go Marquette if I say Marquette. Let's go Marquette. Let's go Marquette.
MARQ.
Shaka gets one.
Marquette wins it all, baby. And they go through they kind of have a tough draw. They go USC, Kansas State, Duke, and then Houston. Can't say they didn't earn it.
They might
say they didn't earn it.
And that's if the number 1 seed indeed gets upset in the second round, as we were projecting. Otherwise, they might have more of a murderer's row.
Yeah, if they play Purdue instead of Duke.
Yeah, depending on but hey, Purdue don't. Just this time of year, just Purdue don't.
Yeah, I was Purdueing it all year.
Yeah,
now it's
Purdue.
time to Purdue.
It's time to Purdue. This is
I hold a
rite
bit of a grudge.
Spring. It's a rite of spring to Purdue this time of year.
I hold a little bit of a grudge because I still remember when Nebraska played Purdue and we got some bullshit fouls and not fouls called. And it's probably not true, but every sports fan should do this. If Nebraska beats Purdue in the middle of the Big Ten season, I feel like it changes the trajectory of the program this year entirely, and we're in the tournament.
Probably. I mean, that sounds right for you.
That one game changed everything.
Yeah. Next thing you know, Cheng can dunk.
God damn it.
Let's
talk some XFL. Fuck this.
It's my thing now. Let's talk some XFL. Next thing you know.
Game number 1. We had the Houston Roughnecks versus the Orlando Guardians. Houston won this one 44-16. I don't know why I talked you. I'm sorry for talking you into Orlando +9.
I took a bath. I took a bath on this game, man.
So
absolutely. Gross. It was so bad. I was not in my right mind with this XFL game.
Fucking thing is, Orlando will drive down the field, look good, and just never capitalize. They are allergic to scoring.
How is it Paxton Lynch looked pretty good?
18 for 30, 267, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Ran for a few yards. How is it? How did Paxton Lynch look good?
I don't understand.
He still criminally underthrows people. He's still criminally I mean, it's weird. I'm just right. He's the anti-Jimmy G. He can look good and just lose every game. He's just a born loser. Paxton Lynch is a born loser. His hairline says as much. Yeah, man. Whenever the Guardians, got it within 1 score and they were driving.
You look at the box score, they're not that different yards-wise, first down-wise. Every stat, they are neck and neck with Houston, and the game was 44-16.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it started with that backwards pass, the backwards pass fumble returned for a touchdown. That was just a gift, and like they were still gonna overcome that, and they just fizzled. And we learned we learned a few things. Paxton Lynch, nah, not that bad. He didn't play that bad. Two, Terrell Buckley is gonna die.
He will die on the
He will
sideline.
He will die of coaching the Orlando Guardians.
I don't understand why they keep switching quarterbacks.
I don't
either.
point. I don't. Like, and especially like if they go to somebody, like go to them. Like, just pull them, put them back in, pull them, like, dude.
It's the worst. It's the worst of both worlds.
And at this point, like, Terrell Buckley is like willing to release his entire team, and it's if I'm his team, I'm like, what the fuck do you want from us? Like, what? Like, you guys the coaching staff have to do something too to make this work, but like, because you're just mind fucking our offense every like 3 possessions or so, like arbitrarily going to DeAndre Francois. Why?
Well, now they can add Quentin Flowers to the mix.
Now they will
make it a 3-way.
They will. He'll probably be playing left tackle most likely. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, they didn't look that bad. I will say Houston had so far what is hands down the sexiest iteration of the double forward pass for a touchdown.
That Kirkland throw?
That play was sexy.
That was
for him to go like back, across the field, past the line of scrimmage, come back behind the line of scrimmage, and have a wall of blockers already set up. It was so well designed. It was so pretty.
It was beautiful.
AJ Smith, kudos.
Kirkland, he caught a touchdown and threw a touchdown. Houston was having so much fun this game.
Yeah.
And you could see it on all the players' faces, the coaching plays, like the coaches' faces. They're just having a blast.
You know how last year it seemed like we were going to definitely see like one wide receiver for sure, Kevontae Turpin, in the NFL next year? I feel like we've got like 4 wide receivers playing in the XFL right now that we're like, yeah, he's going to play in the NFL next year.
I think so. I think there might be 1 or 2 more that kind of pop up by the season's end.
Right.
Game number 2, the San Antonio Brahmas taking on the Seattle Sea Dragons. The Sea Dragons won this one 15-6. Not the score I anticipated.
No, and it was interesting that the Brahmas came out just chucking the ball all over the yard, as I like to say, because I have a limited vocab. Yeah, like, they came out, Jack Cohn throwing it all over the place. He looked good passing, and then that just got, like, shut. Didn't seem to have the run game that they normally do. But, I mean, it was cool that they had this guy mic'd up because it was such a big matchup. But kudos to Luke Barku, who, like, he only gave up like 1 or 2 catches to Josh Gordon, which just has to be. It's like you're playing the video game you're playing against God mode on the video game whenever you're playing against Josh Gordon in the XFL.
I feel like the script for the Brahmas doesn't have them rushing for only 21 yards.
No,
with their leading rush. Anytime, if you're a Brahmas fan, and anytime you see the notice that Jack Cohn is your leading rusher, that's a problem.
Trouble in the heartland.
Big problem. Jack Cohn shouldn't be anywhere near the leading rusher.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the Sea Dragons did the thing that they've done in the last 2 games where they just it looks kind of ugly, but they make it work.
That's Ben DiNucci ball, dude. He'll throw the dumbest interception of your life, but then he'll throw an absolute dart.
And listen, as someone who is Brahmas plus 4.5, I thought that Ben DiNucci had like tossed me a lifeline in the form of a fucking dumb interception at the end of that game.
It was really dumb.
Just idiotic. Like, all you have to do is run out the clock, and he throws it directly to like the underman and bracket coverage.
But the Sea Dragons stay kind of alive for the playoffs. Like, they'll play DC and St. Louis again. So they're still alive. They're not dead yet.
No. I think that it's going to be a shame that one of these 2 teams will be left out of the playoffs.
They both could be left out.
I don't think. Well, I'm saying like between the Sea Dragons and the Battlehawks. It's like it's a shame.
I'm saying the Sea Dragons and the Brahmas. Like, theoretically, both of them could be left out.
Oh yeah, more than likely the Brahmas, of course, but
which
yeah,
still sucks.
which is crazy. I mean, I don't know. I could see like Arlington like limping their asses into the playoffs somehow. Like, yeah.
Speaking of which, Arlington 11, St. Louis 24, 38,800 people.
Good crowd. A lot of good.
Side note, good crowd in Seattle this week too.
Yeah.
It was loud.
They were saying on the game that apparently the Kraken had a game right before their last home game, and that really kind of threw off attendance, and that they didn't have that like toss up, and so yeah, good crowd in Seattle.
Great crowd in St. Louis. I mean, this is we expect this out of the Renegades at this point. Their offense is terrible.
Yeah. The if you're hoping for Sloter Sunday, like you're not gonna see that this year, I don't think.
Man, I'm an XFL guy through and through. I think Sloter should have stayed in the USFL. I think he was way better set to like look good on the Breakers than he is on the Renegades.
Yeah, and I mean, isn't John DeFilippo like a pretty like noted coach of quarterbacks too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be under John DeFilippo for a year.
I don't. Yeah. I get.
No,
yeah. Kyle Sloter's fun. He's the XFL's bad Brett Favre.
Yeah.
There's never a throw that Kyle Sloter doesn't think he can make.
What the Renegades really have for them is that there's the constant threat that their defense could put up 2 scores in a game.
Defense is sick. Their defense is good.
That's why I think that they could somehow just like bumblefuck into that second playoff spot in the South.
I think so. Their special teams also likes to keep them in games. I like Rosalino, and I like they're always going to have great field position with Marquette King punting the ball.
Yeah.
But
with that being said, they got fucking dismantled by the Battlehawks.
Yeah, AJ McCarron, again, looked great. Only the 1 INT, which against this Renegades team is pretty good.
They be ball hawking.
They even had a run game. Like, they had a pretty decent run game for a little bit there.
And that was they look like
They do it ugly.
I can't say they're the most complete team. They're close to the most complete team in the league, though. Houston's probably the most complete team in the league.
Probably. I mean, I think definitely, but
the Brahmas are the most complete losing team in the league.
I think the Battlehawks, to me, the issue is I still see, like, ugly halves out of them.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen a very pretty full game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think as they're getting tape on all these defenses, like the protection is getting better for AJ McCarron each game and everything, and now the running game's starting to come out. I can see them really going on a run.
I could see it. I mean, I think week 5 will be a big test for them when they have to when they play DC again at home.
Right.
This will be a huge test for them. Speaking of which, Vegas Vipers 18, DC Defenders 32. That score is a little deceiving. I think this game was a little bit closer than the score shows.
Oh, dude. Justice for Rod Woodson, by the way.
Oh, Brahms will beat him in the next 2 games, by the way.
Okay.
Call it in the chat.
I like this Brahmas. I do like that Brahmas team. I like the Brahmas team a lot. Like I feel like there's so much. The Brahmas are so much better than 1 and 3.
I like Hines Ward. He just seems to be having so much fun up there. But yes,
they look the part of one of the best coach teams in the league.
Yes. Vipers, I really saw it this week. They got screwed. Like, I don't think they're winning the game regardless.
Yeah.
But they get fucked.
That like 10-second runoff after
the 10-second runoff at the half, the not pass interference call. There was like multiple times.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was rough. And like, can we talk about this DC defense? And
it's so good.
It's not only that. Not only is it like it reminds me of like the U back in like the 90s with like the bad boy antics.
They have
and
that
shit.
atmosphere.
They've got that real. They're real swaggy. Like
they're chippy
hate,
too. They'll fight. Like they had refs trying to break up fights. DC will brawl you.
Yeah, dude. Like, when's the last time you heard me say the word swaggy?
When you talked about Miami getting rid of the chain and they need to like get back to being swaggy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, so like I don't throw swaggy around at all. Like,
no, it's not very common.
No, it's not common.
It's DC defense is
uncommon. Uncommon is what they are.
So Huntley's hurt, pretty obviously.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Probably,
You play DC, your defense gets hurt, your quarterback gets hurt, son.
Probably couldn't have a worse start to the game if you're the Vipers.
No, you couldn't.
With the fumble and then the fumble recovery for basically a walk-in touchdown for DC.
Yeah.
And then the Vipers were just playing catch-up. Perez looked good for the most part. He had a backbreaker at the end.
He did. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the problem with Vegas is. And honestly, this is one of those games where I feel like you can't really glean anything from it because DC has such a home field advantage.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's massive. It's like a 5 or 6 point home field advantage, I would say.
I would agree with that. It's
it's like close to a full touchdown. Then Vegas just got fucked by the referees. It's a completely different game if Vegas is allowed to run one more play, if they get basically the benefit of a free timeout after that play is reversed.
If they're going into the half basically tied up.
Yeah, man, then that's maybe a completely different game. So like really you just like if you're Vegas, like, don't even watch the fucking film. Just like scrap it and like move on. Because what can you really learn other than like we got fucked and like it was a hostile fucking situation we were in. They were throwing fruit.
Out of the 2 0-4 teams, Vegas is by far the better one.
Yes. Yeah.
Easily.
Absolutely. Yeah. The Guardians are.
They're bad. They're legit bad. They're real bad.
Yeah, they're so bad, and they're gonna kill Terrell Buck.
Oh, he will die. He will die.
He's gonna die.
I love Rod Woodson. I love and hate seeing him on the sideline. I love seeing him mad because like it's kind of funny, but you can see like he's really like he's in on it. He's like into it, and it's hurting him.
He's really just gotten like a raw deal for like 4 games. Like everything has been, dude. He's never, like all right. I'm a horse racing guy. Like. You know how, well, you don't know because you're not big into horse racing, but just, I know. You see a horse, maybe it's run into basically like 3 straight races where it's just run on a wet, sloppy track, and it doesn't run for shit. But you know that next time when it runs, it's going to be a fast track. Like, sun's going to be shining. There are going to be no excuses. Like, that's a horse that you bet at like 30-1 because maybe it just needed that fast track. Maybe the Vipers just need a fast track, and so we hammered them on the money line this week.
Well, I was going to go into it. Let's look at these next week lines because those 2 0-4 teams are playing each other.
Yeah. Well, there goes all the value of hammering Vegas on the money line because they've got to be like negative 200.
There's no money lines out yet, but they probably will be.
Yeah.
First game, the 16th. What's that?
That's Thursday.
Thursday? Yeah, Thursday Night Football.
They're going up against the first round of the NCAA tournament. Smart.
Well, it's a very late game. I think it's 9:30 our time.
Oh, there'll still be basketball going on by then. This is a smart move. This is not a smart move.
Well, they're spreading their games out.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of works where you're not going up against like a block of games.
True.
So you have the Houston Roughnecks taking on the Seattle Sea Dragons. Roughnecks are -3 on the road. Totals 41.5.
I keep fading the Roughnecks, and it keeps being a bad decision.
I'm gonna stop. I'm taking the Roughnecks here.
Right? Yeah.
I'm taking that over though. I'm taking that over.
I mean, yeah.
I don't trust Seattle's defense.
I don't either. I don't trust Ben DiNucci not to make a terrible decision against a really good ball hawking secondary.
Over under DiNucci interceptions, 2.5.
I'll go under because I think he goes 2. I think he throws 2.
You think? Okay, that's why I said it 2.5.
Yeah, I think it's barely an under.
Defenders Battlehawks in St. Louis, the rematch. Defenders are -2. Over under 42.
Give me the Battlehawks and give me the under.
Yeah, I'll take the under in that one. I'll take the Battlehawks straight up.
Yeah, man, I want to see what like because they pretty much had that last game. Like this is going to be a ball game for 4 quarters.
They have to key in on De'Aaron King.
Yeah,
I think teams have been doing a better job of stopping the run game of DC. Jordan Ta'amu's also been doing it with his legs, though, to be fair.
Yeah, no, he looked really good running the ball this past week. But yeah, like who was it? I guess it was the Battlehawks who figured out they neutralized De'Aaron King, and the way they did it was every time he was in the game, it was like, all right, no one go for play fakes, everyone just run at De'Aaron King. And it turns out when you have like 7 people just running at one guy, it's really rough for that one guy. It turns out.
Orlando Guardians at Vegas, at the shithole that is Cashman Field. Vipers are minus 7.5. It's the biggest fucking spread. Over under 42. We lose all the value on the Vipers.
Yeah, we lose all the value. Dude, just fucking, just a crime of scheduling that we're not able to hammer the Vipers here at like plus money, big odds against someone like Seattle or you know,
I mean, at
San
this
Antonio.
line, I feel like I want to take Orlando. I don't trust Vegas to cover that big of a spread.
I do. This team is going to kill Terrell Buckley, Jim. Terrell Buckley could be dead by halftime.
Guardians lose a heartbreaker.
Guardians lose a heartbreaker and they don't cover. So you think it would be like Vegas finally wins one, but they just as a fuck you, they don't cover?
Exactly. Like Vegas wins by like 3.
And as just like a big royal cosmic fuck you, no cover.
But they get the win, and I think that could like make a little steamroll effect. But no way either of these teams is making the playoffs.
Dude, they will win by what's the spread? 4.5?
7.5.
7.5. They will win by 7. Like it will be that sort of just like by the hook.
Absolute heartbreaker.
Yeah, dude.
Arlington Renegades in San Antonio. The second game in San Antonio. The Brahmas are minus 2. Over under 35.
That means it's basically a pick 'em. They're just giving them the 2 points for the home field advantage, right?
Yeah, probably. I would think so.
Do you see it as a pick 'em? Because I feel like as a pick 'em, it's a little bit disrespectful to the Brahmas, and the Brahmas are easily the play.
I'm taking Brahmas minus 2, dude. I think like I don't know. We're both Kyle Sloter fans. I loved him in the USFL.
Yeah.
Dude could throw so many. He might. So Ben DiNucci leads the league in interceptions now. Kyle Sloter, it will be hot on his tail.
Yeah, and this, I mean, it's a team that has so much trouble moving the ball, and they're going to be going against the most balanced team who can grind it out on the ground. Even though they didn't do it last week. But I mean,
I might play the under in this matchup because both defenses are way better than the offenses.
Yeah, it feels like an under.
The only way fucking Renegades do this is if Jack Cohn is stupid.
And
he's not dumb. He's just
it's a pick
coward.
6. It's a defensive score. That's the only way they'll win this game.
Defensive scores are like a pick that gets them right there on the end zone.
Yeah,
that's the only way the Renegades have been scoring all year.
I completely agree.
I can see it, but Jack Cohn isn't bad with the ball. He's too safe sometimes.
I think for it to like undo them, he'd have to do it multiple times.
Oh, he'd have to throw like 3 picks.
It would have to, yeah.
Because Sloter's at least good for 1 or 2.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. You have like the tennis like break serve element of it here, don't you?
You could definitely see a scenario because wasn't there week 1 there was a pick and then immediately followed by a pick?
Yeah,
you could definitely. This game is ripe for that.
It does. I wish I had player props. Because I would be hammering interception props all season.
All season, baby.
Because no one will have the courage to go over 1.5. Everyone will give you 1. It'll be the baseline. You know how you get? It just seems like we get like the baseline numbers with the XFL. Like the betting hasn't really gotten like super deep, and like all the lines kind of look the same.
Yeah.
I feel like as soon as they start offering like player props and you can bet interception props, none of the books will have the courage to go over
not to start with, not a chance.
No, they will have to get crushed on it a couple of times before they start goosing the total up to like 2.5, and then it's a dicey proposition.
To go back to the Vegas DC game this week, not just was like Vegas getting fucked, there was just a lot of flags being thrown in that game. I was getting pissed.
Yeah, it really turned into a bit of a flag show. You could see everyone kind of losing their mind with it.
Also, I think you and me are on the train now. Like, Beer Snake is great. Love the Beer Snake. It needs to be authentic. ESPN's kind of fucking it right now.
You don't Disneyfy. Don't Santa Clausify the fucking Beer Snake. The Beer Snake is a renegade, and it's here for our freedom and our justice. Like, the Beer Snake is probably the biggest civil rights movement of the spring football peoples.
I would say hands down.
Hands down.
That and then the AAF players getting paid.
Oh yeah, that whole monetary
That's that.
compensation
So
thing.
beer snake here. AF players getting paid like right here,
Yeah,
right here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Also, I want to mention it. My biggest like downgrade for this year's XFL from 2020s is I liked the more casual vibe that 2020 seemed to have. It seemed like people were just like joking around more, not taking it as seriously, and having.
It's much
fun
more
with
professional. It's very much a league.
They're trying to go like corporate, professional, sleek, sleek.
Yeah. This is to prep you to be in the NFL kind of.
Like, I feel like they would
OJT.
fine a player if, like, say, if Houston wins a game and one of the players wants to run and, like, jump in the stands and chug a beer. Which happened. A DC player did that in 2020. I
Yeah.
feel like now that would get a fine.
I don't know. Maybe if you chugged the Rock's tequila.
It's got to be the Rocks.
Yeah, if you find a fan who's smuggled in like a liter of the Rock's tequila,
Like, instead of seltzer celebration, just make the losing team do shots of tequila.
just shots of tequila, yeah. Plus, if they're all like that might lead to just like crazy like need an air marshal flights or fights on the flights back.
Terrell Buckley would already be dead.
Terrell,
He'd be down in a bottle on the sideline.
God, I just before we head into this week, I just want to say how much of a pleasure it's been to have Terrell Buckley in this world, and how much we're going to miss him when the Orlando Guardians kill him.
I'm trying to remember back to last year what our thoughts were about week 4 for the Maulers.
Yeah, like how are you not fired?
Like, I think I was lower on Kirby Wilson and the Maulers in general. I think we soured early on them because of the documentary that the USFL had with the whole pizza thing.
Yeah, no, it's so the thing with Kirby Wilson was like, I don't know, he was trying to be like father / bishop / coach, and so it led to all these.
It was like a high
weird,
school coach.
Yeah, it led to all this weird like butting heads between people. Like, I think if you go into like private coaches meetings for the Orlando Guardians, it's just Terrell Buckley just like sweating profusely and standing in the front of the rest of his coaching staff and be like, "These guys fucking suck. They're fucking terrible. It's killing me. It's killing me how bad these guys are."
He walks into his office, and his office is just like a rage room with just a bunch of broken shit. He just walks in, breaks a new thing every time.
Just, plays on the whiteboard, scrawled in his own feces, just driving him insane. Like, I'm worried about his mental stability and his physical health at this point.
Does he make it to the end of the year?
No, he dies.
Week 7, Terrell Buckley dies.
Just, God, ugh.
Whew. I'm trying to see, when did the Guardians get away?
I've never laughed so hard at a man's immortality as I have.
Week 8, Guardians get the Renegades at home. They need that win. They need it so bad.
Dead.
That's
the tragic magic game.
They either win that game or Terrell Buckley dies.
Or Terrell Buckley just dies of fucking giving a fuck.
He will die on the field. He will shake Bob Soup's hands and then fall down.
Yeah, he went into like a stage 3 neuro giving a fuck attack and just like fucking died right there.
My cat was giving me the stink eye for that comment.
At the stage 3 neuro give a fuck attack?
Yeah. Man, we have March Madness and XFL this weekend. I don't know. I might not sleep.
Let's go.
I might just not sleep.
Due to the national Adderall shortage, I probably will sleep a lot.
I slept a lot Saturday. What do you think of the fucking... I'm tired of daylight savings time, by the way, just as an aside.
Sucks my butt.
Why can't we be like Arizona and Hawaii?
Because we're not rebels.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. I kind of got around it by blacking out that night.
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
No.
Neither.
Have you?
Do you think we'd be Hawaii people?
I have enough Hawaiian shirts. I could be Hawaii tourist people.
You could.
I could be white Hawaii people. I couldn't be like native Hawaii people.
We call those howlies, I believe. That's what I learned.
I could be a howlie.
I learned that from the film The Descendants with George Clooney. And also, weirdly, Matthew Lillard.
That's an interesting combo.
It is a very interesting combo. Matthew Lillard's not a big... Whatever. We don't need to talk about The Descendants. Long story short, you're a Howley.
I got nothing else to talk about. Chase, what do you got going on in life? Where can the people find you?
You can always find me being abrasive on Twitter at Oaklawn. I'm on Instagram now at Wolf of Oaklawn. Check out the podcast, the Notorious OTB. I believe there's a link for it in the description here by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It's about horse racing. That's where if you've been watching for a while, where all those horse comparisons came from.
Yeah, spoiler alert for everyone just tuning in for the first time. Chase is kind of a horse guy.
Yeah, I'm a centaur. This is a stand-up desk, and you can't see my entire bottom half. Like, it's over there, because I've been kind of side,
That room just reeks because you're just shitting all the time.
Yeah, dude, it's terrible. It is absolutely horrible. It's
you guys know
cost of doing business. Cost of doing business, though.
That's what happens. That's what being a centaur is. Y'all know where to find me. XFL Jim everywhere. I got a lot going on. Previews. I'll do my mid-season sort of preview, and next month it is XFL Jim versus USFL Jim, the battle of the spring century.
Jesus Christ.
It's going to be a big one, folks. Stay tuned for that.
I'm stocking food and water.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you again next week for another episode of the Jim